Good morning, my loves. It's Dina here. No Fear, Just Flow. Talking about all things faith. Talking about my transition from atheism to truly just loving God and letting Him guide the way. So, do you have it all figured out? Because Lord knows I do not. And I think that that is the whole point of having God in our life, is that He figures things out. He truly does. And the more that I leave it to Him, the more that I stay prayed up, the more that I read the Bible, the more that I walk like Jesus as much as possible, and just really give people grace and know that, there are people out there that are doing awful things, but it's not the people that are doing the things. I mean, I know that sounds wild, but it really is that the devil gets inside of people, and the devil encourages people to do things, not just to themselves, but to others. And so if we can get to a place where we just see people as encountered by darkness rather than dark themselves, it allows us to love them. Like, I love the story of Mary Magdalene. I mean, she was encountered by, I think, 7 demons, and she was doing behavior that was deemed sinful, and she was a lost soul. And people tried to help her, but no one could get her demons out. And then Jesus did. Jesus fixed it. And not only did she become a follower of Jesus, but she actually discipled with Him. She walked with Him back in a time where women certainly weren't seen as, necessary. Well, I guess necessary isn't the right word, but women weren't seen as powerful positions. Here she was at the right hand of Jesus, and she was so loving and nurturing, and He forgave her of her sins, and she eventually forgave herself. And I think all of us walk around with worthiness wounds. I learned that in reading the Bible, that we don't feel worthy of the things that we want. And that's really not us. That again is the darkness and the devil. Like, Satan was sent here to rule the earth, and boy, has he done a good job. And so for those of us that are really trying to fight back and that see what's going on and are excited about the changes that are happening, like, you really just have to give yourself a pat on the back. This is not an easy world to live in. It's so easy to give into the temptations. It's easy to give into, just clearing your mind through drinking or smoking or, being involved in relationships that don't fulfill you or aren't God's prophecy for you. And I'm not judging, because Lord knows I am in my 50s, 52, and I did those things for so long. So there's no judgment when I talk about these things. I'm just saying that the less that I give up those things, the more that I walk with God, the more that I understand that that voice in my head is in fact the devil trying to tell me that there's something wrong with me, the devil trying to distract me from the mission that God has for me, because I think we were all divinely created in His image to do wonderful things, miraculous things. And so one of the things that Jesus asked is that we disciple to others. And so that's why I make these videos, because I want people to know that, atheism felt very comfortable for me for a very long time. And anybody that was talking about God seemed ridiculous to me. I mean, even if I wasn't externally rolling my eyes, I was internally rolling my eyes. And I would just laugh. Like, how can you believe in some being in the sky? And how can He be involved with all of us at the same time? Like, none of that made sense to me. But now I understand that God is a frequency. And I'm a frequency specialist. And so I understand that frequencies can heal. They can destroy things in our body that are creating havoc. And so the devil has his own frequencies too. And a lot of the times that's what we hear in music and movies, and just when people are yelling. Like, the other day I was walking barefoot in my neighborhood, and I was walking at the edge of somebody's grass, and I heard him yell out, "Get off my grass." and he just was so angry. And I thought, my God, is that really where this person is at? That just having somebody walk barefoot through their grass made them raged and made them call me a nasty name? Like, I didn't respond. The old me would have, and I would have gotten into an argument with them about how I had a right to be on their grass. But quite frankly, I just didn't care that much. And I sent sympathy to them for being that angry that something that simple would upset them. And when I didn't have God in my life, I was that way too. I was easily provoked. I was angry. I went out into the world expecting the world to show me how awful it was. And it did. I had a lot of drama. I had a lot of trauma. And I learned to live a life where there was always something wrong. There was always something to fix. And since I've let God in, I find that there's just not that much to fix anymore. There's not that much trauma. There's not that much drama. But then I get caught up in the idea of loneliness, or I get caught up in the idea of boredom, like just sitting on the deck reading my Bible with the sun shining on me doesn't feel like enough, when in fact that is all we need. That is all we need, is to be on the earth and to be quiet and still and to let God encounter us. And so I just want to say that if you don't have it figured all out, not many people do. Even the people that pretend very well have it all figured out. And so I think we should be real honest with each other and help walk each other home and be disciples for each other. And remember that God has a beautiful plan for you, just like you have plans for your children. And, he wants us to follow that path, but we can't do that when we're caught up in the noise, in the mind. And so it's okay to quiet your mind and meditate and pray and read the Bible and listen to calming music. You don't have to stay in the angst of the world. You don't have to tune into the news. You don't have to doom scroll. You don't have to be angry at your neighbor or yell at the person that cut you off in traffic. You can be love. You can be light. And that's how we all get back to God, is to become the love and light that he wanted us to be, that he desires us to be. I mean, Jesus was a beautiful, beautiful man. And he died for our sins and then came back to life. And what a beautiful story that is. It truly is. And so I think that walking like Jesus just means to give people kindness and to know that the devil is trying to encounter all of us. Some of us, it may be by eating a candy bar. Others, it may be smoking. Some people, it's meth. Some people, it's pornography. There are so many ways that the devil encounters us. And so don't be hard on yourself when you let that voice creep in. But also know that the best defense is hope and love and fruits of the Spirit, kindness, and just allowing God to encounter you. He wants to spend time with all of his children. We are all divinely made in his image. And so go out there, spread some love and light, let God in, and know that it's all going to be all right, even if you don't have it figured out. Like, subscribe, comment if you will, and have a blessed day.